Hello YouTube viewers. Once again we're back in the workshop, and I thought what I would do this time is show you in general some of the things I do collect, not just that's what's here in the shop, but in my studio, and I also have a music room that's full of media that I'd like to show. Now keep in mind this is going to be kind of quick, so if there's anything that you want to see in particular or specific, please let me know, and I'd be happy to demonstrate it for you. For those of you that are a vintage electronics collector and are fascinated by some of the vintage electronics that's been in presence for many years. So just to start off things here, we'll start by viewing this Zenith 20-inch television. It's cable ready, and up here at the top there's a clock radio by Sound Design. I'll give you a close-up view of that. It does have a cassette deck on it, although the cassette deck doesn't work. It hasn't worked for quite a long time. Problem with that is the play button doesn't want to stay down, and I guess it depends on how the cassette is actually in that unit. So I don't know whether I'm going to try to fix it or just keep it as a radio and a clock, because the radio and the clock works real well, but the radio is a little bit on the scratchy side as well. Volume control needs changed or cleaned. Over here, I don't know if you could see it through all the stuff here, but there's a Sound Design dual cassette stereo phonograph, and I've had that for a number of years as well. Over here there's another computer. It's a Pionex, 233 megahertz. Works real well. I got Windows 98 on it, and primarily use it for playing music from CD here in the shop when I'm working on computers, and that way I don't have to turn up the main system from my studio to listen to CDs. There's a couple of speakers there. That's hooked to the Sound Design stereo, so if I want to listen to radio I can. And of course there's a phone there. Over here is the monitor that I showed you. By the way, that's a Dell monitor, in case I didn't mention it in the last video. And of course the keyboard and the two mice. Now the reason I have two mice sitting there is one mice is for the computer that I used to operate here in the shop, plus three others. Because if you look over here, this silver box right here, that's called a KVM switch, and that allows me to hook up as many as 4 computers to one monitor, keyboard, and mouse. So as you can see there, I got the keyboard, the monitor, and the mouse hooked to that switch, and then those other cables are going to each of the computers that I can hook up or that are hooked up. Moving over here, as I said, there's the computer for the client that I've been working on, and the other mouse that's there is for this specific computer that I'm going to be selling to a client. In fact, it has already been reserved for the client, so they'll be getting it very soon. Over there is a battery charger, holds 10 batteries. Up there on the shelf, as you can see, there's a cassette deck, another dual cassette deck, and another radio receiver. And you're probably wondering why I got 2 receivers as far as radios and cassettes go. Well, this particular receiver, I primarily use it for testing other equipment, such as other cassette decks, turntables, CD players, audio from VCRs and DVDs, and even computers. So that way, if I still want to listen to a radio station, or if there's something really good on the radio, I don't have to interrupt my listening by switching this unit from radio to the auxiliary input to test my equipment that I'm working on. And the cassette deck is there primarily for erasing old cassettes. I'm in the process of recycling a whole bunch of tapes, and with that unit I can just pop in the tape and let it erase both sides without having to turn it over. Over there is another battery charger and another television set. This particular one is an RCA 12-inch black and white. And down here, I'll show you down here a little bit, there's a crate full of tapes that I'm actually in the process of recycling. I'm going to reuse the cassettes because they're still in great shape. I like using cassettes because then you can erase them and reuse them as often as you want.